People believe that when the woman is making more money than you or is bringing more to the table, they tend to be arrogant. All my stuffs are in my wife's name. Our car is in her name. I've seen families where the husband died and the family of the husband are threatening.
We knew back home from the way you described yourself as someone who doesn't do a regular 8 to 5 job.
Yeah.
And here you are in Canada working 8 to 5. And we all know in Canada, when you work, every minute counts. Yeah. So how are you able to transition from the free man that can wake up 10 a.m. and say, oh, today I'm not stepping out of my house, and your business still goes on?
Sister, when Bill is knocking, you will run. But really, before I became an hotelier, like I like to call myself then, I used to have a 9 to 5. I used to be a teacher.
Okay.
So my degree was in education. Okay. Even though my dad didn't like it because he was a civil engineer, and as the only son, he wanted me to do engineering. But my mom was a teacher. And then I just decided to follow through that way. So I used to teach in a private school from, of course, 8 to 5. Yeah. But then when the hotel opened in 2015, I had to move and then became the manager. I was there for 8 years, and before we transitioned, it was a little bit of a different change. Yeah. Like, because now I used to wake up, like you said, now I wake up 10 o'clock and I get back to the hotel. I just turn on the CCTV camera, see what happened when I was away. And then they bring account and say, well, this is how much we made.
Freedom.
You know, that freedom, you are in the office, leg crossed, and they are doing account and you're just hearing. Sometimes you are not even paying attention. You just want to collect the money. Take it. You know, all of those things were my lifestyle in Nigeria. But coming in here, understanding that the culture is different. If you don't work here, you don't get paid. And then bills are piling. Every month you have to pay. Nigeria is once in a year we pay. We pay for house rent. Here you pay every month. It means that if you don't work that month and you are not on a special vacation or anything that will make the company pay you, you don't get paid. So for me, that understanding and the fact that my family must not suffer. Like I said, I'm a people's person. I'm a family-oriented person. I believe that my family deserves the best. No matter how small, no matter how big, they deserve the best. So what will it cost me to give them the best is to go to work, make the money, and make sure they have all that they need. It's a lot for somebody like me, because sometimes when I go to work weekdays and on weekend, I have events on Saturday, Sunday. But those are the sacrifices you have to pay. Because one, you don't want to fall short as an husband, as a family man. You also do not want to fall short as a shopper, because a lot of people have paid for services that has to be rendered. Whether you are sick or not, you have to render this. So that transition was smooth for me, but what made it easy was the bills.
The bills knocking. Okay, I have another question. Now, what's your take on bills, like sharing of bills here? I know here it's a different ball game from what applies back home. So what's your take?
Well, my wife would like this one because so I believe it's one of the early discussion that needs to be, well, you family have to have on getting to Canada. When we're living in Nigeria, we're staying in our own house. My dad's small plot gave us a small space, built our own thing, and we're staying far away from them, even though it's the same compound, but we hardly see.
So no rent.
So no rent. But it was one far corner in Korodu, one very old place. And we're there, and we're living our life, so whatever money we make, we'll bring it to the table with. But my wife has always been a person who would always want to contribute. She will tell you, I'm not a liability. I will not depend on you for anything. So that really helped when we got it. So the small money that I'm making, part is going to the bills and part is to myself. And then it really helped us when we wanted to decide on some financial decisions when it comes to credit cards and all of that. In my house, we have husband card, wife card, family card.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because as a person that I'm married to you, you want to spend your money. And this idea that a woman's money is our money, a man's money is our money, is always playing, well, not all the time, but of course, as the man of the house, it has to come to play. So individually, we have our own thing, we do our own thing, but there must be a family thing, like family bills, family this, family that. And that's why I believe so much that a wife should contribute, the husband should contribute. The ratio will now be determined by both of them, of course, based on income. I've seen wives that earn more than their husband. It will be unfair to ask the husband to now contribute 70%.
But some women do not care, actually. Some women do not care.
Thank God is my view. So I'm giving my view based on what is happening
your
and
home.
applies to us. We believe that whatever comes to the table, your input must be there. And it's been working for us. Thankfully, my wife is very supportive. She's bringing to the table. I bring mine too. Of course, as the man, it has to be more. But then the fact that the woman at least supports, it helps the man and it helps the family to achieve a lot in no time. I can go on and on and on as to how easy it has been for me because my wife was supporting.
Yeah.
If she wasn't supporting a lot of things I'm doing right now, maybe I might not be able to do it. The little 1 or 2 blessings that God has blessed us with, maybe we wouldn't have achieved them if she wasn't.
Some women would believe you support and you men know, like some men know the way they are. At the end of the day, issues arise and the men do not really, the women had actually contributed a lot into that marriage. And maybe when they are separating, though it might not be like,
Just
it might not apply here because I think here there's rule, there's law. But back home, a lot of women lose a lot because it's always a man's world. If the man, if they are eventually going separate ways, the man that, especially when they think property are even on his name.
It depends on what works for family. For me, all my stuffs are in my wife's name. Our car is in her name. The house is our name because I cannot put only her name. And that the reason why I do that is because I've seen families where the husband died and the family of the husband are threatening and misleading or trying to take everything away. So it has not happened to me or anyone that I know, but I've seen based on movies, based on people, based on stories that we've heard. So I believe that my wife is me. Let me put it that way because 1 + 1 biblically is 1. So she knows what I have. In fact, she has all my passwords, but she knows when she will not spend our money. And there are times that we need to put a line and say, no, we are not spending this much this month. We're not doing this. And she understands because she knows that the money is not coming from only me, it's from some our money. So we have to. But then families that go through that, I believe that maybe the man is earning the higher, is bringing the larger share and he wants to be in control. I don't believe in control. I believe in equity. I believe in discussing but then women sometimes too, now too much. That's why you go and buy. That's why you go and buy Louis Vuitton bag. You buy this one. So,
but some men argue that the reason why they would want to put the bigger chunk of the money is the moment a woman gets the sense that she's pulling the weight, they become arrogant. They become dominant.
I belong to that school of thought. I belong to that school of thought.
But you've not experienced it, so why would you believe?
Well, I have not experienced it, glory be to God, but I've seen stuffs.
You've seen it happen.
I've seen it happen. And maybe because of the way we human beings are built, there's just this ego that comes with a man being the alpha and he wants to be the man supplying the larger portion. Because, like you said, people believe that when the woman is making more money than you, or is bringing more to the table, they tend to be arrogant. I've seen situations, but it has not happened to me. So for me, it was a conversation we had. My wife believed so much in equity and I told her, come, we cannot do 50-50, never. She's like, hey, I'm still the man of this house and this is what I have and this is what I bring. You earn more than me, but I'll still bring more than you. I do that all the time and God has been helping me. And so if I charge you $150 or $2,000 for your event, it's because of bills. But anyways, that's just on the light.
So I know that there are women that are stronger.
Yes.
Because they're different. There are alpha women, there are beta women. Now, when a man, and I just want to hear your view, when a man marries an alpha woman, that she's the CEO or she's the this, she's the that, what does the man need to do so as not to put her down? Because I know of cases where the men will suppress their woman because they feel if she goes out and becomes all that, she would no longer respect me. Somebody had asked me one time that if you wanted to be a fly on the wall, in whose house would you want to be a fly on the wall? I said I would like to be a fly on the wall in Oprah's house, Oprah Winfrey, because she's a strong woman married to her husband. I would want to be a fly in the wall in the then Queen of England, Elizabeth's house, because she's a strong woman married, and they up until she passed. They stayed together up until as far as now. Stedman and Oprah, they're still together. But everybody knows Oprah. Everybody knows the Queen of England, but not nobody knows. What does it take to be a man in that kind of world?
I would say that it's really not as easy as we are going to make it sound. So to every man there that is supporting their wife, big ups to you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. But at the same time, who did you marry? Identify her strength, identify who that woman is. Now that you have now married that CEO, your role is to support so that the woman keeps shining. I believe so much in, there's this saying, I don't know if it's a saying, but my dad used to say that if you have money, we would know by the appearance of your wife.
Right.
Good.
So if your wife shows up looking elegant, it's not just because she's looking elegant, it's because she's somehow representing you well. Now, if she's now the one high up there, I believe that the role of the man is to support in the best way possible. It doesn't now mean that you should now be a subject to your wife, but in your own way, let her shine. The shine is still for the family. You made a good example of Oprah. I'm very sure that Oprah has been, if not all the country in the world.
Yeah.
Everybody, every girl child is talking about Oprah. Even the male child self is talking about Oprah. But nobody knows the husband. But that doesn't mean that she does not have a husband. The husband, by virtue of being married, has to now be on the background carrying the family. Because trust me, no matter how big the woman is, if there's this stereotype around the world that any woman that is that big and is not married or cannot or does not have a home is not fit to rule an organization. Mm-hmm. Because if you cannot subject to your one man or two, you cannot lead men. The role of the man in that situation for me would be support, would also be, of course, you are still the man. It doesn't take away the fact that you're the man. My wife is doing really well, and my role is to encourage and support. I cannot come and say, because you are the one making this and I'm your husband, now don't work there anymore, sit down. Gone are those days. With the way things are happening right now, whoever is carrying the torch, we should fuel the torch and make sure the lights keep shining, and not try and say, because you are the man, you step down for me to, no. It's, Bible is my own standard, and I've not seen it happen. When, let me not go deeper into Bible. But
just to be politically correct.
Yeah.
Oprah is not officially married to Stedman. So they, because in the Western world here we have common law.
Yeah.
Because I know we use the term husband,
so that viewers will know.
Our viewers, so that you don't go and correct us in the comment section. So just to wrap things up, what does the future hold for Eshobaba?
First, before we talk about the future, I want to thank everyone that has supported this small boy. I want to thank my family. My dad, the first day he knew I anchored an event, he was mad at me. He was like, but then, of course, we're here now. 10 years after, God has been good. We're here. I want to thank the first man that gave me the platform. His name is Saint Zobo on Instagram. We met at Calabar. I served in Calabar, and he was supposed to be the MC for the event. We have this NCCF dinner. He was supposed to be the MC, but because he was doing drama, he just said, guy, go and do it. And I went there, and it was awesome. I want to thank my first client that paid me the actual money. First client that paid me my first 7,000 naira. Far back as 2014. And then, of course, to my mentor, my boss, Sako. Sako, thank you very much. You don't know, but we always go and watch your YouTube video. I have your book. I'm reading it right now. Thank you so much, Sako. And to every MCs that we work together. Now to the question. Eshobaba is not stopping now. Eshobaba, to the glory of God, will continue to shine higher, bigger, and better. Now we have conquered this fear of what would people say. Because I remember very well when I came into Canada, I told my wife, I will not be an MC in this part of the world, because how will I even fit in the Canadian system? This and that. But then she said, why? Just try. Just do one. And then I got my first event here in Canada. It was $100 in 2023. I did it, and from there, I would say this here, all the cards that I printed from Nigeria till now, I have not used one. It has always been word of mouth. It has always been people seeing me at one event, collecting my contact, and that is it. In 2023, we did 6 events, very small, but that was our breakthrough. That was the first time I did Yoruba Day in Saskatoon and some other event. From 6 events in 2023, 2024, we did 35 events.
Wow.
And all of this came from word of mouth, came from just seeing me at the event and getting my contact, and that's it. This year, we're on event number 42, and we're still going higher and better. So the future for Eshobaba now would be breaking into Europe, breaking into the US. I mentioned that I will be having an event in the US. By God's grace, We're crossing our fingers. We're still in talks. Should be in Cyprus this year. Next year, bigger. It keeps getting bigger and better because we're putting in the work, and then people like you are helping the career by talking about it. Clients are beginning to call and say, come to this part of the world, come and do this for me. I like what you do. And they go to Instagram and say, I got a client who I've not even seen my life, just went to Instagram. Social media has been a very big one for me. Went to Instagram, saw my videos, and was like, I need you at my son's birthday. And that was it. So social media has really helped. A lot of people have, if I start to mention names, we'll not live here today, but then the future for Eshobaba would be traveling and maybe someday facing this fully, maybe someday dropping the 9 to 5 and just focus on this because it has very big potentials. For me, I believe that every event needs an MC, and not just an MC, a good MC at that. I want to believe that Eshobaba is a good MC. I want to believe so.
So our viewers, listening to him, what I hear is this: whatever potential you have inside of you, don't let it die.
True.
Nurture it and keep at it. Even when maybe initially some people would second guess what you're doing, as long as you know that it's something that is innate in you, the strength to do it, and you would excel in what you do. So this is just to encourage you, whatever potentials you think you have. And then do not neglect the power of social media because that's really helpful for you. Before we wrap up, I would like to hear from my lady here.
It was an interesting discussion having Eshobaba.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
With Eshobaba. Okay, so to our viewers, our friends, you are more than viewers to us. Please subscribe, keep liking, keep sharing the link with your friends, with your family. And like you've heard from the man that wears that many ads. So there's always opportunity for everyone.
Yeah.
You can always multitask, add up things, and just leave everything to God and see how you shine.
So our viewers, thank you for sticking with us all the way to the end of this episode. And I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Eshobaba.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I learned a lot from you.
Thank you.
I know our viewers have learned a lot also. We want to give a shout out to our own Osas because I know she's not here, but she's here. She's at the back, making sure that everything.
Our DOP.
She's the director in charge.
Yes.
So thank you for all your effort. And our viewers, what can I say? We love you to death. We love you. We love you. We love you. And like I always say, life is for the living. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you. Bye.